Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft with me, Lucy. Hi, welcome. Do you like the look of this world? Yeah, because today, episode 50, is our World Tour episode. Oh my god, it's time. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm also slightly nervous. So if you're new to the channel, you're the reason I'm nervous. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get on with it. What better place to start than where we started episode 1? This is not the spawn, and we'll show you spawn later, but this is my very first build. This is episode 1's build, the spruce cabin, and if you have a look around the materials used in here, you'll notice we only had 2 materials. We had spruce and we had stone, and that's what I used. Later on I added on the glass instead. This was fenced before, and I add on lanterns and stuff, but majority of the build is the same as it was then, and it looks so cozy now. So I think we're gonna start the world tour here. This is Spawn Square, and the way I'm gonna do the tour this episode is going to be just casually walking around the world and kind of showing you guys what it feels like and how everything is connected. I do have a world tour I made at episode 25, so this isn't even my first one. I really don't know why I'm so nervous. But yeah, we're just gonna walk around and talk about things and get my opinions on them. I'm gonna treat this as like a solo podcast. I'm gonna yap a lot. So anyway, Spawn Square. This is actually the spawn of our world, so if I ever die without a bed, this is where I'm spawning. And I do have goals for this area. The lights down here actually are all redstone connected. I knew I was going to mess that up. And although I can't activate it just now because it's not actually working properly, the lights do go up in a sequence. They kind of spin. And my long-term goal for this area is to hook up some skulk sensors at some point and have like a little light show and hopefully a music show play when I respawn. I sort my own little tune for death, I guess. But that's not hooked up, and I haven't touched that project ever since the episode I made this, which is quite bad of me. But it's really complicated redstone down there for me. It's actually not that complicated, but I struggle to make it work, so I kind of dread to go back to it. Let's keep walking around here. This area is technically, I think I called it agricultural area. I know. What you're going to notice is I'm terrible at names, and I kind of use alliteration as like a crutch for it, coming up names. So this agricultural area is exactly what it sounds like. It has all these farms, all the farms where you do your agriculture. So anything plant-based. So I've got this is my melon farm. This is a bamboo farm actually, and recently, how long ago was Sugar Trials? A few months ago. Recently, aka a few months ago, I hooked up the auto crafter in here and never got around to actually changing that to look a bit nicer, but it's functional. We get a bunch of bamboo. You can hear the minecarts go around here. I think the building is kind of interesting. It's not the most optimal bamboo farm. I know people normally have bamboo farms where the observers are quite low down, so you immediately harvest a bamboo the second it grows. I went for a more looks-based farm, so we can actually see the bamboo grow in this kind of like a greenhouse little dome. And only once it reaches that sort of level, that very first bamboo on that line, which can take quite a while, it's not the most efficient farm, then it gets harvested. But I just like the fact that I think it's quite pretty. Now, a very similar but way much simpler and a lot less aesthetic farm is the sugarcane farm, but it works a treat. And not to be forgotten, I have a very little used cactus farm here in its little glass dome, which, oh, I did not realize I was full up. Is the hopper full as well? Can I reach it? Oh, the hopper's full as well. Well, I don't need much cactus very often. And there's a bunch of hoppers there, so it's probably fine. It's my very efficient cactus farm. Let's just put it that way. And if you keep going this way, what you're going to notice is there's a little greenhouse here, which is one of my favorite builds. It's one of my early builds, as my favorite ones as well. And I love the look of it from the outside, but I also love this path here. It just it's kind of narrow here, and as you walk through, it opens up the space, and you get these beautiful hot springs and a lighthouse here. little campsite here, which looks cozy. And if you actually go into the greenhouse, I love this area. It feels so kind of nice and vibrant. And what this has is a bunch of micro farms. So this one has, if I press the button, the seeds, and yeah, it just goes like that. I'm gonna pop this in here, and we've got basically all the crops in here. I want to say, I don't think we have everything. I think I might be forgetting something. I feel like I forgot something when I built it. We also have all the flowers, and it works a treat. Just flick this, and you get loads of flowers. And the best thing about these farms is they actually receive their bone meal through a very fun system. If you go through here, what you're going to notice, this is our hookup, is there's water tunnels above here. These get dispensed. They're actually quite full up. I'm pretty sure I have completely maxed out these farms of bone meal. So that's a project to upgrade them later on. You'll notice these water paths. It's a very unconventional blueberry growing out of an ice block. But these are actually hooked up to my moss farm. So a certain amount of bone meal is deposited here, and the rest gets sent up the ways. We're gonna skip a bit of the building here to go into the redstone. It's sent up the ways through these water pipes, and what these do is they send it along the top to all of the micro farms and top them all up with bone meal, which is pretty cool. And I forgot how to get out of here. Oh, this door. Let's check out the actual moss farm. So there's a bunch of redstone here, which I don't think is that interesting. But yeah, I try to keep it tidy where I can, which I tend to fail at. But here is the moss farm. Definitely not tidy in here. It's very, very cramped. I struggled building this in, oh, I just got a little moss block. Struggled building this in this space. But it works a treat most of the time. It used to work a little bit better before they changed, before Mojang changed the spawn squares. The spawn chunks. Yes, the spawn chunks. So the reason I built the agricultural area here, there's some farms over that way as well, is because in the earlier versions of the game, which really wasn't that long ago, there was a set amount of chunks around spawn that were always loaded, and what that meant was no matter where I was in the world, these farms were going to be running. I think later on though, like at some point this year, I'm so bad with time, as they reduced that chunk to I think just three chunks around the spawn, which is barely anything compared to what it was before. I really don't remember what it was before. But this moss farm was always active and it's not anymore. It does tend to unload, which has caused some issues. So this whole thing probably needs a redesign, but it does still work, although it does kind of freeze and run out of bone meal on this top bit sometimes. I do have my cute little parrots here with me as well, and I had some bees. I think they've all flew away. They tend to get stuck in the glass and then not pathfind home. Let's keep walking around here. Hot springs. Lighthouse. Oh, I love this lighthouse. This was actually kind of where we started building. So obviously this is episode 1. Episode 2 or 3. Oh god, I can't remember. Episode 3, I want to say, was this lighthouse where I have my enchanting set up, and I think that's kind of cool. Like in a lighthouse that has the enchanting, and I like the idea that this glowstone is kind of what powers the enchanting system. I know we have books and stuff, but you know, for a little bit of flavor, got this glowstone, which is also when I went into the Nether for this whole build, so that was fun. And there's a bunch of junk scattered everywhere, but it's, you know, it's a cute build. We have this little cabin here, and I'm just very quickly gonna go down and show you guys what it is because it's not an important area. But there is a zombie farm here right here, just one single spawner, and I have a little villager trapped in here. We did a little bit of decoration here. I don't use it as much anymore because I get all my XP from villagers nowadays. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. We have a spawner so close to our main base, and here we have a very clickety clack horse pen. These are my little horse pens, and I have 3 of them around the world just now, but I do want to build more. There's one there where the smoke signal is. You can kind of see the bamboo. And there's also one over there. I kind of kept them all the same color scheme, so they're very recognizable. And the way these work, you notice there's some smoke coming out of them. If we take the horse out, and these pressure plates don't have any activation anymore, the smoke stops. The reason I designed this was so I could tell from afar which of my pens have got horses in them. So if I've left one somewhere, I can find them easily. Now, I did have 4 in this pen, and they all seem to have escaped. I'm going to round them up a little bit later. The smeltery. I love this build. I love, love, love it. It's got such a cozy but industrial vibe to it. I worked really hard on that. And it actually has a bunch of redstone in it as well, which was quite complicated for me to set up. But let me just show you very quickly. So we have a bunch of furnaces of all kinds hooked up here. You can hear a minecart circling noise going around, and there's also a bunch of hoppers. These are all of these furnaces are automatically loaded with lava buckets. Let me just show you. So the way these work is so cool. I worked so hard on this build, guys. Trust me, it's cool. Believe me. Is if we put in something to smelt here, what you'll notice is this lava bucket is going to get immediately emptied to use as fuel, and then immediately refilled. Yeah, you see that? For a second, there was an empty bucket in there, and just for a second, there was an empty bucket there. This minecart that's going around, it's constantly collecting empty buckets, and it brings them up to this barrel here. We wait a second or two, it should appear. There it is. And that's for us just to grab some lava and pop it into this barrel. It's got a button, and what that does is sends off a minecart. Okay, grab it while it's going here. Can we see it? I don't think we can. Those lava buckets get automatically sent into the hoppers going in the back of these furnaces, and these hoppers are basically full up with lava buckets. Let's go down and look at the redstone a little bit. So there's our bucket card collecting only empty buckets, which was quite difficult to do. And then there's a bunch of minecart tracks here where it drops off the empty buckets this way. And yeah, there's just a whole bunch of redstone I'm not going to explain properly, but it has an item sort. There's got like 2 item sorters and a bunch of minecarts and just a lot of fun stuff in this farm. Farm, I guess, is kind of a lava farm. But it's got infinite fuel that I don't have to work very hard to refill, which is great. And underneath our smeltery, aside from all the redstone axes, we actually have a farm here. And an enderman block. I haven't been here in a while. There used to be stuff on here as well. There used to be flowers. Where did those go? So I think the way this works, I haven't used it for a long time, is you mine some blocks, and then if you break this, it's going to start generating new blocks and filling out basically this whole wall with basalt. And then, you know, when it's full up, you can just mine it all away, and as soon as it's full, it's going to stay on this block ready to be activated again whenever we need it. Alright, I think that's a lot of redstone heavy farms kind of done now, so we're just going to move on to some cube buildings. This is my storage room, and it's very basic with a bunch of chests, but it's got this kind of unique shape where it goes diagonal, and nice views out to the glaciers. And we even have some empty slots still left in our storage room, and another little horse pen. This build, the barn. This barn started off as like a little wheat farm and pumpkin farm and cow farm, and just a lot of things, you know, as you would the start of a Minecraft world. There is still a pumpkin farm here, which works pretty well. This area used to be a wheat farm, which I repurposed now to kind of grow these whiny things. Just to grow like miscellaneous kind of plants, I guess. This now has 1 sniffer, a sheep, and a chicken. I don't know how that's happened. I mean, I put the sniffer there. There used to be a lot of sheep here. I don't know how the chicken got there. And of course my cows. And just before we head into the castle town, there is one more important area down here, the mines. I've just lowered Minecraft volume, so hopefully this isn't too loud. But this build took a very long time. There was so much digging involved. But I had a nice little minecart going down to strip mines, which I don't need to use too often, but it's very handy. There's also cave systems underneath here. And the minecart just goes back up by itself, and this is what it looks like underneath. Quick little honourable shout out to my nether portal. We won't be going in just yet, but I think it's also a very pretty build. There's a button to press. There we go, right. That's the entire outside area kind of quickly recapped, and if you've watched the series, And you watched last episode, you'll notice these gates weren't there before. I have absolutely grinded the game the last week or so, putting up the last remainder of these walls everywhere. And it took some time, but it really ties the place together. I absolutely love it. So this is the official start of my town, my castle town, and we have a bunch of really cool builds here. So let's start, I think, with the first or second one within the town itself. This is my kind of villager hall, or the village hall. I never decided what I call it, the town hall. And basically, this is where we throw bread at villagers. But the reason I love this build is this little sun and moon motif in the walls. The walls, I guess it's kind of technically walls. I kind of think of it as a roof, but it's the walls. I also love this villager here that just got stuck and lives there forever. So this is my villager hall. We have like a little restaurant area here. How cozy is this? We also have a villager that got stuck here. But he actually got stuck at a table, so he's having a great time. And if we take this path, this goes up to the library. I love the library. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a terrible noise. Oh, it's the terrible noise is gone now. So the library. Let's talk a little bit about the purpose of the town hall and why I built all these walls here. So they're actually meant to keep my villagers safe. I want to have a bunch of little builds that have all my villagers for easy trading. So you'll notice there's little market stalls here, which have my villagers that I trade with all the time. These are masters. There's also some villagers that didn't survive and are now little zombie villagers, stuck with loads of chickens. Yeah. But the library is one of the buildings that houses villagers, and of course it has my librarians in here. Of course, it also has storage for my books. This is Riptide 1 apparently. Loads of books. This took forever to get. If we come up this way, you'll notice we have all our villagers nice and safe here, doing their librarian jobs, and they're all jumping for joy because they love working in the library so much. And that icky honey noise you heard was absolutely nothing. They're definitely not trapped on honey, so they can't escape. And I even have these guys' name tag for which books they have, which is great. From the library, we have the square, the center, the plaza. I think I called this the plaza last time. This is my sun plaza, and we can get a really good view of it from that tower. We're just gonna go just now. But yeah, guys, look at this wall I built as well. How nice is that tying the tower to the gates? Before we just had the gates standing there on their own. This is the main gates, where I'm gonna be building a lot of stuff outside the town, kind of on this edge. So we have these really cool intimidating gates and stairs for them, and they lead absolutely nowhere just now. But yeah, let's head up to the tower. This is my magician's tower, and the sort of concept for this is we have the castle over there, and we're going to visit it in a second. But we have this magician's tower opposite it, and that's where all the magic stuff happens. Also, how cute is this alleyway? I put in a lot of effort into detailing this place, and I really love this little street here. It's so cozy, it's so cute. The town has definitely been one of my favorite things to build. But let's go into the alchemist tower. This was kind of a wacky build because I tried to make a diagonal kind of tower that gets smaller the higher it goes, and the whole shape of it's just kind of odd. Because it's a building town hall, it actually had a villager here. It had a cleric, I think they're called, like little alchemist guys. They use these, what are they called, brewing stands. And I think unfortunately at some point a baby zombie got in and got through this little blocker, and we lost him. We lost the guy, but we'll replace. We'll hire someone new. So this has a little water elevator to go up right to the top, and here I can show you guys the gorgeous view. How beautiful is that? I love this plaza. I really kept with like a kind of sun theme here at the start. To be honest, I didn't include it much in the castle just because there wasn't really anywhere to add it. But yeah, the town hall and the plaza, I've got sun. If you notice, actually, there's some banners down there in the squares, which you can't really see at this point. Kinda, they're meant to look like a setting or a rising sun as well, over kind of a pinkish, snowy landscape. And that's, yeah, this is it. Anyways, let's have a look. Ooh, spoilers. Spoilers. Let's have a look at the rest of the Alchemist Tower. It's not very well designed because you actually need to go up and then go back down to get into this main area here, which is where my brewing happens. I don't brew potions often. I've not needed to. But if I do it here, and it has all the storage for my ingredients, which are empty apparently. Oh no, we've got some stuff here. We have some stuff here. My little brewing stands. There's a little water source here as well, and a bed. And when I was building these walls, I actually hooked it up to the walls as well. So you can go all the way around here. This entire section of the walls, by the way, is completely connected. So we could walk in a really big circle on these walls if we wanted to and cover the entire town hall. And yeah, this is the plaza from a different angle. I love it. Here's those banners I was talking about. There's two versions of them. There's one that's very pink and one that's more white. And I like them both. Here they are, decorating the place. And another place you can see a lot of the banners is the castle. In the entrance to the castle, which is next to the library, there's also this little blacksmith area, which houses, you'll never believe it, more villagers you can trade with. These are weaponsmiths, armorers. What are you? Armorers. In fact, let's just have a look at it, like fact, let's just have a proper look at the smoothie because it deserves a little bit of credit as well. I worked hard on this build because it was one of the last buildings I built in the town hall so far, and I kind of struggled making it fit in with everything else because it needs to have a bit more of an industrial vibe, but also fit with the kind of very light colored town I've been building so far. And yeah, it worked quite well. This is a toolsmith. There's a little bed area here as well. It's got 2 floors. It's a cute little shop. And this is a throne room with more banners and my little throne. This is mine. I've decided it's mine. I sit here. Hello. There are a couple secrets in the castle, and we're going to cover them in a little bit. But first, let's talk about these towers on the sides here as well. If you notice from the outside, we have these 2 big towers. You can't actually go all the way up in them, basically. Up this way, and they have some lovely views if you can use stairs. Apparently I can't. This leads up to the walls as well. I added this in, so little sneak peek of what else is there to come. And you can go up these towers into the 2nd floor here, or you can go onto the walls as well, which kind of go around the castle. There's part of the castle, but it kind of goes around it as well. I added this on recently, and I love the idea of you can just walk around here. And same on the other side, we've got a tower, and this one's got a few more exits. It goes out this way to that same room, or out this way into a nice little balcony, which actually overlooks the garden. And there's a little training area here as well. And this is a weird kind of route to show you the castle, but I think it works. We're kind of showing the outside first. Here is my kitchen. More villagers. We had the food villagers here. I don't know what happened aside from I might have accidentally killed one by suffocation. But we had 5 before here, and now there's only 2. The other 2, I actually don't know what happened to them. They're just gone. And this is here, the map room. I love this room. Let's have a look at that. How cool is this? How cool is this room? It's kind of like the main area of the castle. It's the big point. It's the oh, I have no words. So the map room is exactly what it sounds like. It has my maps, and these actually kind of show the story of the world. This is the first maps I did. This is the base episode 25. And then I just did a updated one at episode 50, but apparently I've missed a map. I don't know how, but we do have a copy of it here, so we can just look at this one instead. It's kind of hard to get a good angle on this one, but this is my base now. As you can see, the plaza here. This is the spruce cabin, and it has this kind of circular shape. We're actually on a big island. I guess it's not technically an island because there's like 3 blocks there that connect it to the other bit, but I see it as a big island. And this is the castle here. That's the spawn square. That's the greenhouse, and these sort of bits in the snow are kind of hard to tell what's what, because obviously the roofs are covered in snow, but hopefully you guys can tell what's going on to a certain extent. And in the map group, we also have these really zoomed out maps that kind of show you the world around me. So this little island here is the base island, and you can see kind of what biomes we have around me. It's a lot of snow. There's a lot of snow in this place, but also a decent bit of forest and plains, and a little bit of a cherry biome there as well. And the map room has these gorgeous views out to the plaza, which is where I totally imagine me as the queen would have, big speeches out to the populace of the villagers, telling them they're doing a great job and that I'm going to raise the taxes. Going downstairs here from the kitchen, we have this little hallway area, and this room actually leads into a ballroom, which I worked quite hard on. Decided that we need a ballroom, and it has my jukebox with my records on. We can play, and just to have fun time. That's a sad song. We can have a fun time. Whee! The key point of the ballroom for me is definitely the ceiling. I want to create an impression that the whole ceiling was a big painting. We have a lot of paintings on the walls, and when I was looking up inspiration for ballrooms, the ones that stood out were the ones that had very intricate detail on the ceiling. And I think this is the best I could do in Minecraft. If you squint very hard, you might think that this is one big painting. Remember how the castle town is meant to house villagers? You know what else villagers are good for? Reading and certain farms. So there's a secret here, a very obvious one. But this castle is actually built on top of where an igloo was, and it contains this, natural remains of an igloo with a zombie villager and a normal villager. But out here, and if you ignore the burned down roof I never go around replacing, there is an iron golem farm right here that has a couple of villagers, loving life. There's a zombie there, and it produces fantastic amount of iron. And oh, we're gonna see it actually go off here. But I forgot to turn the sound down so you can't hear it burning, but here you go. This whole gate entrance thing was one of the first things we built, using the new copper blocks and the new tough blocks, and I think it really works for gate design, especially those copper grates. It looks so cool. But if we leave this area, we start entering the remainders of the agricultural area, and this has a couple more farms. So the first is very obvious, right, with the wheat and the windmill. This is my wheat farm, and it works absolutely fantastic. But no, I do not harvest these by hand. Remember, we have villagers. These ones are not in the town, but they work very hard at harvesting the wheat for me. And there's a little collection system under their wheat fields that feeds all the things they harvest, aka taxes, into this little area underneath here. So this is the inside of the windmill. Couple of trapdoors. We go down here and we have a nice large supply of wheat and a little bit of bone meal for all the seeds they collect as well. So there's a little, basically, minecart track that goes underneath and collects everything. I think this is one of the first farms we built with the autocrafter, and it's so useful to take all that wheat and convert into hay bales. The next build here is our sheep farm, automatic sheep farm. It's not very efficient, but it actually works amazing because sheep just like to wander, and if they step on that pressure plate with some with some fur on them, what's it called, wool, with some wool on them, they just get sheared. It's great. There's a little minecart going underneath there as well, every so often, that collects all the wool. And I get set off to this area here, which you can tell I don't use often, but it sorts it by colour, and some colours I use more than others. You'll find out why we're missing orange wool. And yeah, it's fantastic. I love this farm. By the way, I think the official name for this farm is Rainbow Road, but not the Mario Kart one, but just a road that's got rainbow colors on it. As you can see with the banners and the decorations on here, they're all color coded, and I don't know, it just sparks joy for me. I love it. I said at the beginning of the world tour I wasn't going to talk in depth about every single build, and yeah, I am. I guess that's just how proud I am of everything I've built. I hope you guys like what you see. This is my first kind of attempt at terraforming. I did this not too long ago, only a few episodes, and yeah, I know Minecraft worlds don't actually generate looking like this, but I wanted like an impressive cliff face to put our castle on because it was actually hanging off the air for a good bit while I was building it. And I think it's turned out pretty well. So underneath the castle, we have two builds here. This is the stables. Look at this place. Gorgeous. Another build I love. I love every build. I only build things that I love. It has my horses, although they are unfortunately quite empty just now because a big portion of my horses are in the little horse pens. I just kind of forget about them and leave them there. And the other build we have is the bee farm, which I had this idea for of making this giant tree that they were under and then kind of closing it off so the bees can't leave. I'm trying to camouflage the glass as much as I can. It is kind of hard to tell sometimes if there's a tree inside of that and it's not just like a dome with leaves on it. But yeah, it's one big tree. And if we go in here, I don't know if we'll get lucky enough to see some bees because they tend to be basically always in their hives. There they are. But this is my bee farm, and stuff gets sent over here for honey, and stuff gets sent over here for honeycomb. And there's a bunch of bees that barely ever appear, but they have all these flowers in here, and they're happy. And they're actually neighbors with with the iron farm. This is directly where is it? This is directly underneath basically the iron farm. So it's you can hear a little bit of the zombie villager sounds. Remember how it said the castle had two secrets? Well, here's the other one. Very well hidden secret. Totally. This half finished tunnel I have here, which takes you up to the castle for, save a bit of time. And it's just a water tunnel right behind the throne here. Back on the castle wall here, and you'll see that from the stables, which is here, there's a path leading back to the kind of the snowy area and the spawn square. And there's this little kind of cliff area here, which is part of my terraforming efforts. This is what it looks from this side, and this has a little bit more overgrown waterfall kind of vibe to it. And there's actually a kelp farm in here as well that I used very little, but it is there and it does work. I think there's only a few places left to show, and the Nether is one of them, but really, I haven't done much work in the Nether. Yeah, this is it here. It's very much a work in progress, and we are on a soul sand valley. And I'm actually not going to continue with this project, I don't think. I started off with this very specific color theme of like purple and dark, and I realized that I wasn't loving it. And I have this crazy concept, okay, of making the Nether look like it's submerged in water, like it's underwater. So at some point, I am actually going to go through with that and change everything out in here and put in a bunch of blue blocks and corals. I know you can't like use actual coral blocks because there's no water in the Nether, but that's the whole point. It'll be like a nice fun challenge. I have my little trusty horse for this because there's only one more build to show, and that's the one I did last episode. It's a big giant pumpkin farm for October. It's spooky season, and we have that little small pumpkin farm in the barn, but I really wanted something bigger. So if we leave the agricultural area here and head down this way, you can see a big pumpkin farm coming into your view. And yep, it is a pumpkin-shaped pumpkin farm. If we go in here, it's very much unfinished. It works. I've made it work, but we're gonna add a second layer and create some cute little houses around here, and basically work in progress. So if you're curious what happens with this farm, I'm gonna make like a little autumn village, so tune in next episode for that. That's the plan for episode 51. And here we are, right back where we started. I think I only missed out like one place or two. There's like a spider and skeleton farm I can think of, and some ice boat tunnels in the Nether. They're really not interesting stuff, and I wanted to keep the world tour brief and short. I wasn't meant to go too long for it. But as I'm walking through, I realized that every single build I have made serves some sort of purpose, at least a little bit, and they make me happy. So you guys got to see it. And that's it. That's 50 episodes worth of progress in my Minecraft world. As you might have guessed, I take things quite slow here. We have no elytra, we have no shulker boxes, we have no beacons. We do have fully enchanted netherite gear though, because that's pretty important and pretty cool. Let's put it back on. It looks like I have like a crown or something when I wear my golden helmet. I love it. We may not have shulker boxes or elytra, but I think it's actually time to start planning for it. So, Ender Dragon time, episode 50. Let's celebrate. I really did consider leaving it to episode 100. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my bow. Where's my bow? You're not my bow. There's my bow. You got infinity? You do. I always forget. But leaving the Ender Dragon till episode 100 didn't seem very feasible or very smart either. I think it's time to start heading into the end. I also want to get some endstone. I think it's a very fun block to build. It's a difficult one, which makes it fun. And I definitely want to get elytra. Alright, it's time to go, and here's what's in my end chest. I have some golden apples, potions of regen, potions of strength. I didn't make these. I got them from trial chambers because I don't really enjoy brewing that much in Minecraft. So I'm just gonna use what I have. We have a bunch of water buckets. I have some backup blaze rods in case I don't have enough eyes of ender. This is all the pearls I had on me, so we've only got that many. Some iron and coal and bamboo. I don't know, it's just good to be prepared. I think that's everything. Loads of food. Should I bring some extra arrows? And I'm gonna bring a backup bow, I guess. I always over prepare a little bit. A backup bow and this, and don't know if we're gonna need a shovel, but I'm gonna bring it regardless because we're gonna need to find our way to the stronghold first, I guess. And I don't know where it is. I've never looked for one. Let's hope it's not too far away. I do have a bow if needed, and honestly, I would just hate it to be in that direction because glacials go on forever and they're so difficult to navigate, so let's hope it goes that way. Moment of truth. Where is it? Where is it? I have lost it. It fell? Where did it fall? I'm gonna throw another one and oh, that way, that way. Okay, okay. And here's the other eye of ender. So I guess we're gonna have to go into the glacials. I thought this might be the case, but yep. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. I lost one eye of ender, but I'm pretty sure they're sort of going into the ground here now. Like I'm not certain exactly where they're popping out anymore. But they're going into the ground, so I'm pretty sure this is the spot. And there's actually a cave underneath here, so I'm hoping my eyes of ender are down there. I'm not seeing them, but I think they go in this way. Oh, into the walls there. How does that work? I don't know, but I guess it's somewhere around this spot. Okay, I'm just gonna assume the stronghold's down here somewhere, which is not too bad. It's not too far from base, actually. And instead of digging straight down, should I just go through this cave system? It's kind of heading in the opposite direction, though. I might need to just dig. Oh, I dug a long way down. And I think this is it. And I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to go in. Oh. Wait, we got shield on? I spy. Oh, I am so nervous. I have only defeated the Ender Dragon. Oh, I hear Silverfish. I have defeated an Ender Dragon basically once ever, I want to say, in a different world. It's not something I bother to do often, and it's been a very long time since then. So, yeah, nervous. Oh, there it is, guys. I've not finished exploring this place though, but I am going to light up the silverfish spawner. They're quite rare, so I don't want to destroy it. And, oh, I think we have enough eyes, hopefully. Oh, the library. I heard they can be good. Oh my god, what a fright I got out of that. I've got thorns, so this is quite bad. They're gonna just keep spawning, I think. Ow. I think the chests tend to be upstairs. Any chests? Oh no, but there's one there. Oh, there is a chest here. Anything cool? Ooh, armor trim. Respiration, channeling, death strider. There's some pretty good stuff here. And the other chest has another spinning template and no fancy books. Any other chests in here? I don't know why, but I really don't trust this lava here. So I am going to block it off and just torch things instead. And I guess I did remember to bring obsidian, thankfully, so we can make another portal here somewhere. How are you still spawning? Right. Start filling this up. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh god, that was loud. Are you ready? Oh, that looks kind of weird. Are you ready? This is what I've got on me. Do I need a scaffolding? Maybe. I don't know. We have some blocks to do things with. I'm nervous. Maybe more blocks. We've got more blocks in our ender chest if we need anything. Let's put this out here. Let's it's probably not gonna attack us straight away, but just in case, we're ready. We're ready. It's not gonna get better, even if I procrastinate. Let's go. The end. Oh, we are so out in the open. Wait, I'm just gonna build a little wall. I don't actually know if they attack you on sight. The Ender Dragon, that is. I've got all my good gear here. This is my only netherite gear, by the way, guys. If we lose this. Oh, it's coming close. Alright. We made it. We made it. Don't look at the Enderman. We start by taking these things out. I'm terrible shot. There we go, one down. Okay, that's one more down. Oh, really dodged that. Okay, there's still an ender thing here. Oh, and there's a lot. Did I get lucky? There's only 2 pillars with the little things on them. What are they called? The bars? Guys. I think we're gonna have to pillar up regardless, because apparently I am just the world's worst shot. So we're gonna get up to a pillar. I probably should have done one of them with the grates, because as long as we're higher up, hopefully I can hit everything else. And the scaffolding is really come in handy here. Is this gonna hurt me? No. Okay, now I can hit everything else. Look at that go. Can I hit that one? Oh, yeah, I just hit it. Okay, we've got 2 left. Ooh. Are you mad at... Oh, you're mad at me. You're mad at me. Okay. You're mad at me. You know what? I really want a scaffolding back. Right. That's the last crystal, guys. That's the last crystal. I know you can technically shoot it through the middle somehow. Like this? Is this the angle? That looks kind of shootable. Oh, I think we're close. There we go, we did it. Okay. And like, it's perched. I think that's what they call it. Hey, come back here. Oh, he's a big target. This is much easier than the crystals. I say as I miss several shots in a row. Oh, that slide. What's... Oh, I'm actually taking damage. I had to turn him down a bit. He was very noisy. Oh, wait. Oh, no, totally did not work. Totally did not work. I forgot he can throw you in the air. We have feather falling down. Oh, Jesus Christ, I am taking a lot of damage. It's going easy until it's not going easy. Get beaten up, get beaten up, get beaten up. I just got dragon's breath. Oh, he's coming down. I think that's my chance to get the ender dragon. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, let's hit him. Woo! Oh, guys. Wait, please. Screenshot time. Oh, I did it. Let's get all this juicy XP. Juicy XP. Now I know there's a way to collect the ender dragon egg. And I did bring a piston, I think. I don't know. I didn't bring a piston. We're gonna leave it there just now. But we did it. We defeated it. We defeated the Ender Dragon, and I guess as soon as it goes through the portal, we officially completed the game. The kind of ending that Minecraft has. This is it. The end. The game's over. The end. But the series will definitely continue. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next episode, we're off to do our pumpkin farm. It's back to business. It's time to get some cute cottagecore farm buildings up near the pumpkin. I'm so excited for it. So without further ado, goodbye!